It's winter time. The leaves have fallen off the trees. They all look alike. Or do they? Let's figure out how we can identify some of Pine Hollow's trees in winter. Usually when you want to identify trees, you use a book called a field guide. But there are so many, thousands of species of trees listed in a field guide. It can be kind of daunting. So let's start off by making our own field guide. There's so many different kinds of trees. For now, let's concentrate on the types of trees called conifers, the ones that have cones to hold their seeds. Take a piece of paper and fold it into quarters. On the first page, measure how long your thumb is, and then write the word pine. Okay, now this may seem crazy, but on the second page, draw a picture of a bottle brush, the kind of brush you use to clean out a baby's bottle, maybe. And feel how the bottle brush is bristly. And write the word spruce. Okay, now write the word fir, F-I-R, and draw two combs side by side. And lastly, draw a picture of a really funny snake, and don't forget to put lots of scales on the snake skin. And write the word cedar. Remember, cedars are like snakes. Okay, so let's take our field guide outside into the field and see how it helps us figure out which conifers are which. Pine Hollow, of course, has a lot of pine trees. And there's hundreds of big, beautiful pines all around the Arboretum. Remember we said that pines have needles, which are longer than your thumb. If it's an eastern white pine, the needles grow on the branch in clusters of 5. And white pines have pine cones that are long and skinny. White pine needles don't feel needly. They feel very soft, almost like a paintbrush. Now let's take a look at the spruces. Remember, spruces are like a bottle brush. Spruces have short needles, much shorter than pines, and the needles come out from the branch in all directions, the top and the bottom and the sides. That gives it a feeling kind of like the bristly bottle brush. There's many different species of spruces. This is a Chihuahua spruce. And it has very sharp, prickly needles, almost like a cactus. Here's a nice little baby, a Norway spruce. But no matter what type of spruce it is, it will always have those bottle brushy, short needles coming out from all around the branch. Spruces tend to grow in places where it's cold and there's lots of snow. So spruces have branches that are very flexible. When the snow piles up on them, They can bend and bend and bend, and then when the snow melts, the branches can pop right back up again. They're flexible so they don't break under the weight of winter snows. This kind of spruce is called a Norway spruce. And one of the great things about spruces is their low sweeping branches act like an umbrella, so there's areas under them where there's not so much snow. Great places for animals to take shelter on a cold winter night. It can be hard to tell firs from spruces because they both have short needles. But fir needles come out from each side of the twig, left to right, and they kind of lie flat, like the two combs side by side. There's a whole trail lined with beautiful fir trees at Pine Hollow. And there's many different species of firs. They all have that fir pattern of having the needles lie flat, coming out from both sides of the twig. Also, fir needles feel flattened like little green ribbons. Spruce needles are more rounded. Remember, cedar is like a snake with a scaly skin. But you have to look very close to see it. Can you see how it looks like a snake skin? Each one of those scales is actually a distinct leaf, and they overlap each other. Cedars are one of the favorite foods of deer. So you can see there's not a lot of cedar greenery close to the ground where the deer can reach it. The greenery only grows above where the deer can reach. Cedars are really nutritious and high in vitamin C, so they're a really great winter food for deer. There are some types of conifers, like the metasequoia, that drop all of their leaves in the fall. But they're still considered conifers because they do have cones. Metasequoias have very small cones, but they're still cones. And like all cones, they're the part of the tree that holds the seeds. Most conifers, though, keep their greenery all through winter, and they remind us that spring can't be far away.